I heard that the branding market is oversaturated, and that everybody can just wake up in the morning and say like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna just put a logo on a shirt and start selling it outside. I'm gonna create something and do it outside. So what makes different? What makes you different from somebody? Like, let's say I wake up in the morning, I was like, oh, AG, he has a brand. Okay, let me just go on maybe like a website and I'm gonna get a logo and get also like in a t-shirt. What makes you different from me?
For you. So I feel like with me, with personally my brand, I can't speak for anybody else's brand. But I feel like what makes it different is just like what you get from it, what you get from wearing a brand, like embodying like what it is. And also, just putting like a logo on the shirt, it's kind of not like you having a brand. It's kind of like you just slap the logo on the shirt. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's not like any meaning behind the brand. So I feel like as long as you establish like your brand meaning and where you want it to carry, like where you want it to go, and who you're trying to reach, and I think that what sets you, apart from everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what's meaning behind your brand?
So my meaning is having a clear vision with your life, having good intentions between like all aspects of your life, and not just like one aspect. It's like towards clothes, it could be towards life, it could be towards business, it could be towards anything you really want it to be, and it don't also have to be just like about one thing. You could have clear intentions for every part, of what you do. You kind of wake up and have clear intentions to like, you can have it in your mindset, because it's going to lead you to doing everything pure, how you're supposed to do it and how everything is meant to go.
This can sound a bit cheesy, but let's say I'm waking up in the morning and I would have like a really bad mood. Do you feel like if I had like your clear intention t-shirt will like clear my mood?
Yeah. Soon as you put it on, just like, it's going to be an instant,
What do you think? It's a question I'm asking. I'm like, today my day is so bad, and I got like clean intention there in my my wardrobe, and I'm like, if I get a clean intention, will it like clean my mood?
I don't think it's just the type of clothes you wear changes your mood. It's not in that way. It's about how you feel whenever you put on something. Because typically, if you're, say for example, you're going out to a party, right?
Yeah,
and you put on a suit. And you look at the mirror, you say, all right, I look good. You know you look good. You got a fresh cut, you're good, you look good. Because you know that, the clothes you just put on, it's fresh. And it gives off a different vibe and an energy that you're wearing. And it's the same thing with other clothes that you might wear as well. For other circumstances. If you go into a party, if you go into a business meeting, or if you're going to just hang out with friends, what you put on gives you some energy. Right. And it gives you some a vibe. So it's not about just changing your mood all of a sudden, but it just gives you confidence and a different aesthetic that you can portray. That's what it's about.
Yeah, it's like when you look good, you feel good.
Exactly.
You play good. Exactly. I think that was.
So I'll feel good if I have a clean intention. I won't fun. Yeah, I'll get one clean intention one day and see like how I feel about it.
Just let me know. Yeah.
So but I'm like, let's say somebody's watching right now and they also want to start a clothing brand, right? Go with us in the process. Where can they start, and what can they do?
Yeah, so I feel like the first step, if you want to start a clothing brand, probably finding out why you want to do it. Like, so say if you're trying to do it to make a quick dollar, or say if you're really trying to do it, just like, this is something you genuinely want to do and invest your time and energy in. Then I feel like you got to decide which one is that, because like you kind of go down different paths once you choose that. Because you can do the quick trendy route and try to make a quick dollar, and it can really be just on a trendy wave, what everybody else is doing.
Right.
Or you can go the other route when you do it, do it yourself and not like try to play into the background of like society and the trends. But that might take a little longer, but it'll last way longer, and it's kind of like when you cooking and you letting the pot simmer, and then when it's the right time, that's when it's gone.
Oh, okay. So after having the vision, the intention, look at me saying intention. Yeah. Okay. And having all the goals of what you want for your brand. So what else? What else can I do? Where can I find the margin? Where can I find? Do I need to look for a designer? And if I find a designer, where can I find a designer? And how can I like purchase my clothing? Do I just go online, get somebody like? Walk us through that.
Yeah. So after that, after you find out exactly which lane you're trying to go, basically, you gotta find the name. Once you do the name, also, so with graphics, you can either do it yourself or you can reach out. Some people use Fiverr, or you can go on Instagram. You can just go in the search bar, type in .STD, and then you'll find a lot of graphic designers.
Okay.
So also, then after you do that, you kind of just go through whichever graphic designer kind of fit, kind of like your similar style, what you're trying to go for. And then after that, and then finding a manufacturer, you can go different ways. You can do in-state, like wholesale. You do print, print wholesale, or you could do like cut and sew. So you got that's overseas, or they got some in-states too. Some cut and sews, cut and sew. So after you do that, you just gotta find a design that you like. That's a winning product. You could test it out, probably get people's opinions on it, and see exactly like how they feeling about it. If they like this colorway, or if it's a yes or a no. And also, once you take that step, then after that is getting it produced, and also knowing like what type of fabric you want. You know, what's how heavy you want it to be. You know, what's the length? Is it baggy? Is it you want it long? Like you know, you want it tight fitting. You know, so it really just depends. So there's a lot of factors that play into.
If I could say something to that, I mean, we see a lot of brands starting up. They may start low, and then they want to scale to a larger level. But they have difficulty doing that. So what would you say is some ways to judge your profitability, to make sure that the merch that you're going to be selling is going to be profitable at a certain scale, and as long as you're able to provide the quality of clothing that people want? How do you make sure that you're going to be able to make money and make it profitable?
Yeah, first you gotta really see what's your cost up front is gonna be. Like getting the product in all the way to like your doorstep to when you sell it, you know. So
and that's where the business aspect comes in, right?
Yeah. So also, I'm sorry, can you remind me of the question real quick?
Yeah. How do you make it profitable for a long term?
Yeah. So basically, just trying to cut down on all the expenses and trying to double down, and you got to go with what's working. So like I feel like because at first I was really thinking like, hey, I just need to drop every month, you know, but it's like, no, you don't need to drop every month. You don't need to let some stuff sit, you know, and especially if it's a good product and you move on too quickly, you know, you're really just missing out on a lot of upfront, you know, margin. Because if you just double down on it, on what worked, then you'll see a bigger, you know. But I was thinking like, okay, drop every month, once a month, but it's like, nah, that's not the way to grow and grow to scale.